Welcome to the Core Values Elimination Exercise recording. Thank you for being part of the Core Value family of effortless happiness, how to find your voice, and finally ask for what you really want. I'm excited that you took the step toward better understanding who you are. What are the special things about you that make you unique and they interact within your daily lives with family and friends? I want to share a story with you. For years, I felt I was a misfit in several ways. My family seemed to downplay the unique characteristic of my personality. I'm basically a happy person, but can be silly at times. As a child, I can remember being cautioned about being too silly. People won't like you, Joyce. So I remembered that when meeting new people, to never be silly or too outspoken. Another example was my love for beauty. I love being in beautiful places and having beautiful things in my life and home. I remember I really had been criticized for values that were part of my personality, but yet seemed unnecessary to others around me. They almost seemed extravagant to my family and friends, some very dear parts of my life. When I realized this was one of my core values, I received such freedom to live and appreciate that unique quality that is part of Joyce. So where do we get these core values? You got it. From our families, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, and siblings. Anyone actually that played much of a part in our growing years. Teachers, school coaches, church youth leaders, any interactive with us as we were growing up, your favorite aunt or uncle. The list is very long. And they all affect us during those early years when we're growing and we're like sponges taking in our environment. We are influenced by them in good and not so good ways. Mainly, sometimes those dear ones that we love pass on to us their doubts and fears about life as well. They pass on their confusion about life, and with love and without knowing that it is happening to us. When I realized how my life had been shaped, I began my journey to understand who I really was. Why did I do and believe the way I did? Well, it all starts with clarity. Who are you? What makes me think the way I do? How can I capture and love my unique qualities and values to enrich my life by giving me the freedom to be me? Today, I better understand and appreciate the values that basically run my life. I choose my life with better certainty, and I appreciate who I am. I can understand when I go off track by making the wrong decision. Many of us, I bet you we've all had these experiences, right? Where we make a decision and it ends in bad results. Self-correction is much easier when you understand who you are and why you've made that decision. My example here is hanging out with old friends that just don't match us anymore. We all have childhood friends that may still be in our lives. And while we may push the envelope by wanting to keep them there, we have mentally outgrown them. We make decisions differently than they do now, and they have stayed stuck in their younger lives. We just don't fit anymore, but we put off calling them to get together, or worse yet, try to make us enjoy an evening together. Understanding and allowing us to move on in choice of friends is important to loving who you are. Because if you feel this frustration with old friends, I can promise you they are feeling it too. Today, I have asked a friend and colleague to help me walk through the core value elimination exercise. Welcome, Mandy White Pearl.
Hello.
Thank you for being willing to share this time to help the Effortless Happiness readers through this process. It's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay? Yeah, me too.
We will begin with selecting your top 10 values from the list that's provided on page 39 in the book. But if you're working from the PDF screen, it will be 51. There's a little discrepancy with where the counter starts. So we will, whichever process you're using, you'll be turning to page 39 on the screen. Now, selecting the top 10 values from the list that's provided on the screen. So Mandy, would you please take the time now and select from this list the top 10 that appeal to you? The way that you can sometimes choose, because there are very similar words on this list that may mean the same thing, but very close to the same thing. What you can say as you read down this list, some of these words will pop out to you and you say, yes, that's me. That's kind of the way it was with me on the beauty example that I gave you. When I first touched that word, it was like, yes, I love beauty. And that became one of my values that I put on my list. You might like honesty or humor. All of these are found on the list. So this is where you need to do a little research, self-research, and we will come back when you have concluded this part. So you can stop the recording, or stopping the recording would probably be the suggestion. And when we come back, Mandy will share with us her top 10 values.
Now, Joyce, what happens? There's so many just good words here. What happens if how long should I spend, fighting with myself about what my top 10 words are?
Well, debate is not your friend on this exercise.
I can spend forever.
Yes, we have a time limit in the class when we do this. There's a time limit. So you need to read through the words, and if they do, as I said, pop out at you or you feel light about this, then this is an results in a way that you can take this word and know, yes, this is part of my characteristic. This is a value that I live with. Always after, now we want to keep that to a list of 10, but there's always some debate at the end of which one can I eliminate. You may come out with 13 instead of 10. You need to eliminate and go down to 10. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think I've got my 10.
Very good. So let's go to your top 10.
Okay, and we've got a place here I can now, if they have the printed book, they can be circling these. I just wrote mine down on a sheet of paper here, but now once we get to this page, we can actually type them in the PDF here if that's the version you're working from. So let me write down my words. And then we have... and wealth, and flexibility, grace, love, marriage. Spelling is not one of them. Health. Okay.
Oh, I like all of those. And you may see as you look at somebody's list that you like their list too. But the important thing here is that we're trying to identify your qualities. So, yeah, they're all great words, but what really fits with you? So the first thing we're going to do is select number 1 and compare it to the list. Now, when you'll be asking yourself this question: what is important to me? What is important to me? So you will make a choice between the first word. Oh dear, I'm going to need for you to scroll back up there and let me see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to have to take these words, and this is going to be really great if they have the printed book to be able to take a look at them again and again. But I can cheat. And so you want to make sure you have them in the right order, right? That matters.
Yes.
So we're going to do this real quick, and then we'll know what they are. I'm going to take a little picture of that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then my 8, 9, 10 is right there. There, I can refer back to those. But it matters now that we keep them in this order, right?
Yes, it's important in completing the comparison.
Okay, so we're going to move down here to the page where it says core values elimination exercise number 1. So I'm putting word number 1 and word number 2, right?
Yes, correct. And the question that you ask yourself here is, would I choose adventure or consciousness? So, Mandy, which would you choose?
Consciousness.
Consciousness. She will now move consciousness to her key comparison word and compare consciousness to the next word in the list, which is gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude.
So, which is more important? Oh, okay. Consciousness. So, consciousness is moved to the next word as her main comparison. And the next word is not gratitude, but mastery. And again, she chooses consciousness. Moving consciousness down to the next line, she compares that to the next word on the list, wealth. And that would be
We're gonna win.
Consciousness. I'm getting
I like that word the most.
I'm getting the message here. So consciousness goes it's her keyword compared to the next word, which is flexibility. And she will choose
Yeah.
consciousness. Consciousness is again her lead word compared to grace. And I bet consciousness works.
Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee that this, out of all of those words for me, is the highest.
Yeah.
Is the most.
Even though you believe this, I am going to ask each of you to continue through the process, making sure that as you compare the two, the energy in your body still goes toward the word of your choice. So consciousness.
Yeah, this is a good exercise. I would have just abandoned it and moved on now, but you're very right that it helps to go through it, to do every word in relation to each other.
Yes, you need to feel the weight of that word as you compare to the other important words that you've chosen. I have had examples where people skip this whole process and say, I know what I am. And once I can convince them to go through the comparison exercise, they're quite surprised at how when they compared the words, they didn't come out the same. So don't take shortcuts here. We need to go through this process. It is the weight and the energy of comparing these two words that gives you the best results. So now we have moved on to the next part of our exercise, and we will now take the core value consciousness, number 1, as her number 1 core value. So continuing on, now we know number 1 is consciousness. That drops from the list. So now we will start again with adventure, which was number 1 on her list of 10. And now we will skip the word consciousness and go to the next word, which is gratitude, which is most important to you, Mandy. Gratitude. Now, gratitude becomes her comparison word, and she moves that on down the list to mastery, which is most important. Mastery. Mastery becomes her key word, and she compares it to the next word on her list, which is wealth. Wealth. Wealth becomes her key word now. And the next word on her list is flexibility. She continues to stay with wealth. That's what is important to her. And the next word on her list of top 10 was grace. She stays with wealth. And the next word is
Got love after that, right?
love.
Wealth or love? Wealth or love? Let me go with love.
Love. Yay, love going down. Love or
Marriage. I'm going to go love. Love or health.
Love or what?
Health.
Health.
Love or health, love or health, love or health. Trying to get a sense of that in my body, what it is, because I have lots of head thoughts about that. Which one is more important to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say health.
All right. Now, health is her second word that will go, core value, that will go on her list. And now we will repeat the process to find her third core value. So we will drop health from the list now, but we will start again with adventure, but we will compare it to gratitude like we did last time. Adventure or gratitude? Which is more important? Adventure. Now notice here, and this will happen, that on the last round, gratitude was her. And that's normal. Sometimes we will choose a different word. There's no right and wrong here, folks. It's whatever is in your spirit that day. It's whatever calls to you. So on this round, adventure is the choice that is most important to her. She will take that word and compare it to mastery. Adventure stays. She will compare that to wealth.
No, we didn't eliminate wealth in the last one, even though it stayed and had a lot of spaces here. I didn't end up with it, right? So I'm going to keep it on the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Adventure or wealth? More important.
I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to go with the first gut instinct there.
I like that. Now remember, she had and has mentioned this, that sometimes we get very judgmental. We go into our head, and it's very important to stay in the heart, stay into the energy of the body, so that you get a really true reading of where you are and what is important to you. She stayed with adventure, and so now she goes to flexibility. Adventure is her choice. Adventure versus grace. What a pretty word, grace.
I'm going to stick with adventure there.
Versus love. Love. So now the key word is love, her comparison word, as she completes the this round in love or marriage. Love. So now core value number 3 is love, and she'll put that at the page, as well as she can put it on the list of top 5 core values, which is on page 54. Again, we start the next round with adventure, and it is compared to gratitude. Adventure compared to mastery. Adventure compared to wealth.
Oh, this is the one I did again. I get stuck on it. Okay. So it seems like, when I'm typing it, that I have like a point of view about what wealth means, and would I rather have one or the other is kind of where I go of, oh, I can't have both. If I'm having to choose this, I can't have both. And
Right.
probably not necessarily like in totality what's true. It's just which one makes you happier to have, not that you can't have the other
Yes.
one.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's hard to like
Good point.
suss out in your brain. Okay, so then adventure and flexibility.
Yes. Adventure and grace. Comparing grace.
Yeah, totally rather have adventure.
An adventure compared to marriage.
Isn't that it? In marriage and adventure?
I so agree.
Choose adventure.
So the fourth core value for her is adventure.
Okay.
We would move that to on page 54 in your book, or you could also do that on the
Yep.
PDF. Okay, again, we're starting with our last round because we're only interested in finding the top 5. You could complete this if you want to, just for your own curiosity. But we'll start with, oh yes, we drop adventure now, and we start with gratitude. No, Mandy? We've already chosen consciousness.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Let's start with gratitude.
Gratitude. Yeah, that's right.
And then
mastery. Mm-hmm. Gratitude. Now, gratitude becomes the key compared to wealth. Wealth compared to flexibility. Which one is more important? Or that's the question you ask. Wealth compared to grace, which is more important?
It's funny how, like, the word grace, I like the word, but it's not when you say it in that way, it's not, for me at the moment, what is more important. Like an easy sometimes when you say it that way.
Right. Wealth compared to marriage.
There we go. Boom.
Wealth is the winner. So her 5th core value is wealth. Now, we would take those and put them into the page 54.
But our smart little PDF already did that. See, it takes the numbers and it does it for you.
That's wonderful. And by the way, you did a great job. Now, you know, it's wonderful that you look at these core values and you immediately like Mandy, don't you? If they resonate with you. But there is no right or wrong here. These are the words that resonate with Mandy. And they're words that resonate. I'm having a little trouble with that word. On today. So depending where she is in her life, what the daily life pressures and good times are in her life, this is where she is today, on this day. Sometimes our focus is in different areas because of where we spend most of our time at that period in our life. So if you were, for a mother, let's say, you might have family on there, or you might have something that just takes so much of your time. But later in life, as the family leaves the nest and you're on to other things, sometimes your focus will be in different areas, and this list will change. So one time doing this is not enough. You need to do this about every year, every 2 years for sure, to see where you are in the process of your values and how they're running your life at that particular time of your life. So, great job, Mandy.
Thank you.
Now,
that was fun.
Was it fun? I love doing this exercise. It's kind of fun to see where you are. Now, as you go through the book, we take each one of these and really look at them in depth, how they're working in your life today, what areas could you enrich them, how do you want to live this life, and give you become the detective in how you can use these to better improve your life. If you're weaker in one area or another, you're not. For instance, her number 2 is health. If she's not paying attention to health, then this is a really good call for this is important to you. So you need to start paying attention to your food, to your exercise, to those things, meditation time, those things that can affect your health. So take this as your guideline. As you go through the book, you'll see how we've spent time in evaluating where you are today and also using these in your goals. What is your goal for your life this year? Then you're going to use this as an important thing, because if you're not in alignment with who you are and your values, then it's going to be difficult to reach your goals. So it's very important that you take the time to go through that process as well. Now, on page, let me see here. I want you, because you've done this so successfully, I want you to have the certificate that's on page 169.
I'm going to do a little scrolling to get there.
Yeah, major scroll.
Scroll.
So on page 169, there is a wonderful certificate that's there for you. And you can take your core values and put them in this certificate, and it will then become something that a constant reminder. You'll print it out. It'll have your core values on there. You'll sign it because this is what you have committed to on this date. And you will use this as a constant reminder of how, you can put your name in. I love this.
What did we say? It was consciousness.
It was, oh dear. What was the
Health.
next? You have it? Health?
Yep.
And it was adventure.
Yeah.
The fourth one, I believe, was
Love.
okay.
And then wealth.
Yeah.
And we're doing this on 3/10/2017. And then I can print this out and put it. You want me to put it in front of my desk or on my where should I put this?
I want you to see this where you can see it every day. So that may be different for different people, but desk is a great suggestion. Put it on your wall, in your closet even, if you want it there. Someplace where it's a constant reminder, this is who I am, and these are the values that these are the values I live by, and I really think are important to me. So put it where it's visible to you. And, some people look at it and they go, wow, I like these. I like what you've chosen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and how did you get there? Now, the other thing that I want to tell you about is the session that you can schedule with me, the Effortless Happiness Strategy session, which I would be excited to go through you. We will together go through the clarity of you, finding out who you are. We'll find out the essential building blocks for having the effortless happiness life that you have the potential of living by going through the core values. So we will discover your passions and your purpose. We'll have powerful exercises and action steps together that we can discuss and help you move forward with you making the decisions about what you want your life to look like. So complete the consultation at the bottom of here, the form that I have provided, and we'll get together and we'll have a great time going over your effortless happiness strategy session. I look forward to that time that we could spend together so that we can help you become and use your special talents and attributes. So I hope that you have found this recording beneficial. I've had fun doing it, and that's what life is about, having fun and living in happiness with little effort. This is the key. So Mandy, may I thank you for being such a great support and team player here to be part of this process.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Wasn't this fun?
Yeah.
I loved it. So thank you again for being in the Effortless Happiness family. And I look forward to talking with you. Have a great day.